Legendary Rich in the building, man. In this video today, I'm gonna give my thoughts about the hidden gems, hidden messages in the movie called Sinners that came out in April, I believe. I just saw it yesterday. I'm a little late to the party, but the first thing that I got from the movie is not all money is God's money. What do I mean by this? If people are out here gambling or people out here selling things they're not supposed to or scamming, things like that, just because you might be making fast money or a lot of money at the time, that doesn't mean that that money is good for you. Like I said, it's not God's money, so you don't know the problems, the consequences, and the dangers that can come with it. So I'd rather not get it at all. As you guys saw in the movie, greed got people into a lot of trouble in the movie. I'm gonna try not to give too many spoilers, but as you can see, the twin brothers, they're robbing people in Chicago to, get the money that they use to buy that plantation or buy that building. Like I said, man, you want God's blessing. I would rather have less money with, that's God's money than $1 million that's not God's money, that's the devil's money. So the next point that I saw is everyone has a choice. One of the books I read called Outwitting the Devil, your life is literally based on your decisions. Most of the things in your life you can control. Some things you can't, but everyone has an angel and a devil over their shoulder. Which one are you going to choose? You can literally be your own devil. You can literally be your own angel. However you make your decision, that's how your life is going to go. And as you guys saw in the movie, everyone had a choice to not go, whether it was because they had a husband, whether it's because they were working. The older guy, he only went because, he loved liquor. He didn't even want to go at first. He's like, no, I play at this gig, this and that. They all weren't supposed to be there. Even that white girl, he told her, like, you're not invited. You're not supposed to be here. And she still went. The next thing I noticed as well is the enemy likes fellowship. As you guys saw, once the, characters started turning into zombies, especially, the first three people, they're like, come join us. Like, it's fun. It's better on this side. Even, the twin brother when he went to the other side. And it kind of symbolized a couple of different things for me, but also like, when people do sins, and there's a lot of people doing bad decisions, doing the wrong things in life. So there's always going to be company. That could be, in your everyday life, your friend offering you to drink or smoke. And I know these might not seem like, very major things, but in general, there's going to be more people, in one area populated doing the wrong things because it makes them feel good, because it's the easy thing to do, but it's not the right thing to do. Another thing I noticed is not everything that glitters is gold. People ended up, passing away or turning into zombies in the movie, whatever it is, because of their greed, their lust, all these things that might look pretty. Just because something looks good in life doesn't mean it's good for you. The devil's gonna, make all these junk food and candy look very good and taste good and it's bad for you. It's gonna make that drinking and smoking look so appealing and make you feel good when it's really killing you. It's gonna make, all this lust and all these, devils in a tight dress, whatever it is, make all that lust look good when it's really not, when it's really leads you to emptiness. And that goes into my next point. You're not missing out on nothing. What I noticed in the movie, man, for example, Sam, one of the main characters, the one who played guitar, whatever it was, his dad even told him not to go. So I connected that in my real life to where, like, your parents, most of the time, they know what's best for you. They know from experience, or your loved ones, your friends, when they tell you shouldn't do something, you probably shouldn't do it. He said, if you keep dancing with the devil is gonna follow you home one day. And that's exactly what happened. So if Sam never went and listened to his dad, he would have never been in that situation in the first place. You can make your life a lot longer, save yourself from a lot of dangers, a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma, just by saying no. No is a very powerful thing. And like I said, you gotta trust your gut feeling. And that leads to my next point. I feel like none of them really trusted their gut feeling, which is really God. Like, when you're really close to God and trust your intuition, yeah, it's your gut feeling or your intuition, but that's really God. God is going to tell you, and you might not actually hear his voice in your head, but it might be through like a random thought, like, oh, Rich, yeah, don't take the highway today. Like, someone might have just crashed. There's been plenty of times where, for example, my friend, he got shot in the leg at this basketball tournament outside in one of the hoods of my city. And I was supposed to go and I didn't end up going. I just had a gut feeling not to go. And 20 minutes later, my friend got shot and the whole thing got shut down. A bunch of innocent people almost got hurt, things like that. And I could have got killed or got hurt if I would have went. Sometimes you just have to trust your gut feeling. You don't feel that feeling for no reason. We, the earth, our emotions, God, we are all together. We are all connected. Another thing I noticed is music is a distraction. I don't know if you guys noticed in the movie, but they were playing the music so loud, they let off gunshots, they were stabbing each other, and people were still dancing. They were like hypnotized. Music is really hypnotizing, and it kind of showed to me, like, especially nowadays in rap music, how bad it can plant seeds of negativity and death and violence, and especially in the youth's brains. They'll listen to a King Von song and really live by what that person is saying. You know, they'll listen to an NBA Youngboy song and think they gotta smoke cigarettes, they gotta have multiple girls, they gotta do all these drugs, they gotta be in and out of jail. I bet you 90% of these kids wouldn't be in jail if they didn't listen to rap music. You know, it's sad but true. And yes, people should be able to differentiate, you know, entertainment and religion, you know, but like I said, what you listen to, you become. So I feel like music can be very distracting. Even me, sometimes on my way to work, I'll not listen to any music in the morning and just let my head be clear and let me just think about what I'm supposed to think about. Even if you're listening to R&B music all the time or rap music all the time or pop music, while you're listening to music, you're kind of like taking a break from reality. It's like a get out of jail free card. You're getting your mind off of stuff. Yes, music can help you get through a lot of stuff, you know, especially good uplifting music, but at the same time, I feel like music can be a distraction and definitely be almost as of mind control nowadays. You know, the government, you know, I can't say too much, but the higher ups, they like to see this rap music being promoted. They like to see this certain type of TV show being promoted, this certain type of content creation be promoted. You know, if you guys really pay attention, because of what it does, because of the domino effect it has on the youth, because the youth is the future at the end of the day, and the youth have a better chance of being controlled. People, when they're adults, they kind of have their mind made up, they're kind of stuck in their ways, but the youth can be easily influenced, easily controlled. So, but yeah, I kind of talked about this earlier, but lust can get you in trouble in so many different ways, man. It's really best to just stick to one woman and control your power. At the end of the day, you know, I made a video about this, my most viewed video, but you know, your inner power, your inner seed, that's your power. That's your life force. You need to protect it and you need to be responsible with your energy. Not everyone deserves your energy. The girl, she ended up becoming a zombie because she wanted to cheat on her husband that night. You know, the white girl wanted to, you know, have sex with her ex so bad, one of the twins, that she ended up going to the party and she wasn't even invited. He told her not to go. He was cussing at her, calling her all types of names, and she still went because of lust. Another little just key detail I noticed, the twins, one of them was wearing red, one of them was wearing blue. I feel like it kind of showed symbolism, you know, for Bloods and Crips, you know, gang affiliations, that type of thing nowadays, and how you guys are really supposed to be working together and you guys are working against each other. I think that was also shown at the end of the movie when they were fighting each other, when one of them turned into a zombie, and how, you know, blood brothers nowadays can really be each other's biggest enemies, which is really sad, especially in the Black community. Hope it changes in the future, man. But all in all, man, we all have decisions to make in life, and your decisions are literally going to guide you to your destination in life. Yes, God is real. Yes, Jesus is real, but you are your own prophet in life. You have the steering wheel in the car to your life. But you can't decide, you know, what jumps in front of the road, or what potholes are on the way to your destination, or what lane closes and things like that, or what type of weather you drive and know. But you have the steering wheel to your life. So I hope that hits you guys. You know, I hope you guys understand that. I hope you guys can keep making great decisions, keep chasing your dreams, man. That's just my thoughts as a 24-year-old on the movie Sinners. You know, I enjoyed it. I recommend you guys go see it. I give it like a 9 out of 10. A lot of symbolism, a lot of gems in there. The movie does start out pretty slow, but after like 30 minutes it starts to pick up. Be blessed. Like, comment, subscribe. Road to 100K. We out.
Bags big as shit. You can tell I get money. I'm from Michigan. Came in with a bad bitch and she like expensive shit. If you wanna